News that impacts you and your community. 13 on Your Side Evening News starts now.
We are in the middle of a very hot couple of days with potentially dangerous feel-like temperatures because of the humidity. And we have just learned Grand Rapids Public School administrators have made the decision to dismiss classes early tomorrow.
Yeah, we begin with team coverage this afternoon, including how to protect yourself from heat and exhaustion and how the MHSAA is preparing with the start of high school football tomorrow. Yeah,
we begin with Chief Meteorologist George Lessons with the latest on this excessive heat. George.
Yeah, it started at noon today. That excessive heat has moved in. Right now, our heat index, or feels like values, are in the century mark as we go to the graphics. You can see it is 106 here in Grand Rapids. It is in the mid-90s further north. Now, the heat index, or the feels like temperature, is a combination of the current temperatures, which are around 90 or so, plus or minus a few degrees, and the dew points, or the humidity. We use dew points. A dew point at 79 in Grand Rapids. That is about as high as you'll ever see it. In fact, 79 is our fourth highest dew point ever here in Grand Rapids. Last time we had dew points this high was back in August of 2021, so just a couple of years ago. So we have a heat advisory that remains in effect overnight tonight through tomorrow morning. Confident that will be extended during the day tomorrow. It's all part of a massive heat dome. Look at these excessive heat warnings all throughout the Midwest, from Minneapolis to Milwaukee to Chicago, Indianapolis, and as far west as Kansas City and out in Nebraska, where heat index values are up as high as 120 right now. We are going to see just as hot weather tomorrow, and we'll talk about when it will break coming up in just a few minutes.
I spent about an hour outside today, and yes, it was hot, but there was also a breeze blowing as well.
Yeah, breeze, that sounds nice. Earlier today, I walked outside. I think I was sweating the second I stepped out. 13 on Your Side, Chief Meteorologist George Lessons out on the weather deck now. And George, it sounds like that's going to continue into tomorrow.
A breeze, yes, of course. It's like standing in front of a hairdryer all day.
I don't mind it, you know that.
I know that. You've got your pool, and so you were enjoying that for your hour. Yeah, my glasses just fogged up when I came outside, but fortunately I'm only here out for about 5 minutes at a time, so take it easy. 13 WEATHERBALL tonight is green. There is no change to this kind of weather pattern foreseen for at least another 24 hours.
The 13 WEATHERBALL is sponsored by LaFontaine Lincoln Grand Rapids.
Well, across the area, we still have that haze in the air with the heat as well. We never did see those thunderstorms materialize up into the UP, so they didn't get down here this morning. We just had hot and humid weather. Currently, we're at 90 in Grand Rapids with a heat index of 106. Down in South Haven, heat index of 108. And it's because of all of the steamy air that has come in from the southwest. We had a warm front that has pushed through the region. It is now to the north and east of us, and that's where it pushed all of the showers and storms. We were expecting some to develop up here in the UP, if you recall, yesterday, and then head right down into lower Michigan. They didn't take the right turn. They are just out over Lake Huron for the most part. And this air mass is going to stick around for at least another 24, maybe even 36 hours. So there's not going to be really any big chance for showers and thunderstorms because the atmosphere is virtually capped. In other words, it's too warm all the way up, so we can't get any thunderstorms to develop. If they do develop, they'd be quite strong, but I think this is going to be just like last night. Current temperature 90 here in Grand Rapids, 104 out at Waterloo, Iowa, and when you factor in the high humidity and more importantly the dew points, it feels like 120 out there in Waterloo, Iowa. It is definitely one of the hottest days of the summer. Now tomorrow we will see heat index values maybe down a few degrees to 102. I'm pretty confident the heat advisory will be extended. This is Friday. We'll be dropping down to 86, and then we'll say goodbye to the heat. Heat index values on Saturday will be in the upper 70s. Long range outlook says we are going to cool off from the 29th through the 2nd of September. Higher chance for that, and higher chances that we will stay dry. So if we don't get any rain later on this week, it may be quite a while before we do. Out on Lake Michigan, small craft advisories and beach hazard alerts will go down at about 11 o'clock tonight as the waves drop from 3 feet down to 1 to 2. There is the possibility of an isolated storm, but right now it's not looking very likely. So haze will continue in the air with temperatures very muggy, mid 60s north, 70 plus down to the south. To the north, mid 60s to near 70, hazy and humid. Here in the greater Grand Rapids area, clear to partly cloudy with that haze. Heat advisory overnight. Overnight lows in the low and mid 70s. 13 on Your Side forecast. Very humid tomorrow, dew points in the 70s. Humid Friday, dew points dropping into the 60s along with temperatures into the 80s. On Saturday, we'll lose the humidity, get some of that haze back, but we'll be in the 70s from there on out till most of next week. We did introduce a chance of a thunderstorm the following Tuesday.
So last night at 11, it was pretty comfortable outside. George told us, though, today it's just going to come swooping in on us.
Yeah, now, you said earlier that you felt a little breeze outside today.
I did.
I wish I could have felt that because I was just drenched. And George, the heat and humidity making it feel like triple digits out there.
Yeah, fortunately, guys, I'm only out here for about 5 or 6 minutes at a time. So the folks at home are going, why are you not inside of the air conditioning?
Well, and wearing your whole full suit as well.
Right.
You're impressed.
Yeah, you know. I don't try to dress nicely, you know, sometimes make questionable choices. Hopefully you have made a choice to stay indoors and in air conditioning if you can. 13 WEATHERBALL remains green, no change to the very warm, if not hot, and very humid weather pattern foreseen.
The 13 WEATHERBALL is sponsored by LaFontaine Lincoln Grand Rapids.
Well, I certainly wouldn't walk the dog in a suit and a tie, but perhaps, Jennifer, you want to take Atticus out, just very short jaunts, because I'm going to give you the red paw for your early evening. The sun goes down, temperatures do cool off from the 90s into the 80s, so a yellow paw tomorrow morning will be much better. I'm going to give you the green paw for 6 and 8 a.m. I know you want to go out, but it's hot. 8.4 out of a 10-point scale to create green energy from the sun tomorrow. We're making gangbusters on the sunshine. Winds maybe not quite as breezy as today. At least it won't feel like a hairdryer during the day tomorrow. Tomorrow we have another clean air action day. The last two have been because of the elevated ozone levels with that south-southwest wind. So Muskegon, Ottawa, Kent, Allegan, and Van Buren counties to the south. We have another clean air action day, and we're in the unhealthy for sensitive groups, and that is the color orange. Did some research. This is the second most clean air action days ever declared since 1994. Compare that to 2012 when we have 25. Season is still not over yet. As far as our active weather, all of it stayed away from West Michigan last night. The heat dome just built so much that the storms didn't get going up here in the western UP, and those that did only moved down into northeast lower Michigan. I think the storms got as close to us as Saginaw here tonight. And that's going to be the case here overnight tonight, I think, as well. I think we'll stay dry. So we're going to focus on the heat. Current temperature right now is at 90, but it does feel like 106 outside. We're going to cool off to 102 tomorrow, and then we'll cool off to 86 on Friday. So a much better day coming up on Friday. Farther ahead, at the end of August, first 6 days of September, including the holiday weekend, high chances will return to temperatures warmer than 77 to 79, but still a dry weather pattern during that week, at least higher chances for that. Lake Michigan water temperatures right at the lake shore in the orange color, mid and upper 60s. Further out in the lake, the surface temperatures are in the 70s with the red and oranges. We got orange from Muskegon southward, where the heat advisory remains in effect overnight. Hazy conditions under clear to partly cloudy skies, mid 60s north, 70 plus south. Northern zones mid and upper 60s to near 70. A lot of haze still in the air, and from Grand Rapids southward, clear to partly cloudy overnight. Overnight lows in the low and mid 70s. 13 on your side forecast. Dew points in the 70s. Very humid tomorrow with that haze continuing. Dew points drop with a north wind on Friday, but still in the 60s, and that will last through Saturday morning. Finally, the cool air getting here, and we'll stay in the 70s most of next week to near 80. We did introduce a chance of a shower or a thunderstorm next Monday night and Tuesday. Stuck until late August. It is officially our hottest day of the year so far. And I say so far because we have another hot day coming up. 13 WEATHERBALL is green, so no change to the high humidity and the heat foreseen.
The 13 WEATHERBALL is sponsored by LaFontaine Lincoln Grand Rapids.
No morning thunderstorms, so temperatures got a head start and made it to 91 here in Grand Rapids, well above our average high of 80. Warmer down in Kalamazoo. We forecast 88. Thought it would take a little bit longer, within our threshold for our target. 2 days in a row we have been on target. Let's talk about how quickly it heated up today. You woke up, you went to work, kids went to school. Dew points were in the upper 50s and low 60s, very comfortable. Maybe as they headed out to lunch, or you headed out out to lunch. Dew points quickly surged. It was 75 by noon, and dew points topped out at 79 here in Grand Rapids at last report. And it got close to 80 down in Benton Harbor, where it is right now. Heat index value. It was comfortable this morning. At noon, yeah, it started to get hot, but it was only 89. That's what it felt like at noon. But then the afternoon kicked in with those high dew points. We topped out right around at the current time at 106. It's as hot as 110 right now down in Kalamazoo. We did miss out on the showers and storms. They never did develop up in western UP, and those that did managed to stay well to our north and east. And I think that'll be the case tonight as the atmosphere is pretty much capped. It is very warm all the way up into the upper levels of the atmosphere because that warm front is going to stay north of us throughout the night tonight and during the day tomorrow. So another hot day tomorrow. Current temperature at 91. It's 102 out here in Waterloo, Iowa. When you factor in the feels like or heat index, you can see 110 to 120. Now our heat index value will be around 102 tomorrow. So I guess that's down a little bit from today, and then it will drop into the 80s on Friday, and we got a much more comfortable weekend on the way. Out of Lake Michigan here tomorrow, you can expect mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions. Winds are going to start to pick up out of the southwest, but waves will still just hang out around 1 to 2 feet most of the day tomorrow. We got a clean air action day, another one for Muskegon, Holland, and South Haven. Sunshine and hazy conditions. Upper 70s north, low 90s south, mid and upper 80s to near 90 in northern part of our viewing area with hazy sunshine, and here in the greater Grand Rapids area, heat advisory continuing down to the south, but highs tomorrow back up into the low and mid 90s. 13 on your side forecast. Very humid with dew points in the 70s and haze tomorrow. Dew points will drop into the 60s Friday as winds turn around to the north. And then the humidity will finally leave us Saturday morning. 70s most of next week to near 80. I did introduce a chance of a shower or a thunderstorm next Tuesday.